Greetings, beloved Princeton United Methodist Church community. It's Pastor Jenny, and I'm reading today from Exodus chapter 3, verses 9 and 10. The cry of the Israelites has now come to me, God says. I have also seen how the Egyptians oppressed them. So come, I will send you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. This is the word of life. Thanks be to God. You may recognize this passage from the part of the Moses story. Moses is at the burning bush, and God is calling him to go back to Egypt, where he grew up, and to be part of God's liberating work for the people, God's people who were oppressed in Egypt. Now, few of us who are listening to this today are in an oppressed situation, an enslaved situation, though certainly enslavement still happens today. But God is still doing God's liberating work among us, through us, and within us. And I wonder, as we hear this passage again today, what are the cries of our hearts that are going up to God right now? In what ways do we need liberation? And again, the need that we have for liberation, in fact, the way that we've named that in some of our vision, is that PUMC empowers people to embrace the fullness of life offered in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, finding liberation from loneliness, busyness, not enoughness, shame, and trauma. I wonder what it is that is encapsulating you, in keeping you captivating you, holding you in a place of non-liberation, a place where you are not able to experience the fullness of life, not able to experience the joy for which you were created, or the fullness of being a child of God. So this is one piece of the question that this little bit of scripture brings us today. But another piece is that God calls us. See, Moses wasn't completely free himself. And so God doesn't only use those who are all set, all done, all complete, all perfect with their work before God calls them to be part of this liberating work. God calls us in the midst of our own need for liberation to be part of that liberating work of God. And so I wonder too, if you sense a call, sense a nudge, sense a way that God is inviting you, continuing to invite you, or maybe inviting anew for you to be part of this liberating work. Both the work that goes on inside of you, the kind of liberation that you need, but also that of others. Indeed, other people are called to help each of us. This is part of what it is to be in Christian community together, that we are all being called to help liberate one another, to be part of God's liberating work. And we are all in the process of finding ourselves free to be God's people, to experience the fullness of life that comes in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. So I invite you to ponder these things for just a little bit this week. Pastor Taylor is actually preaching on Sunday. Pastor Skitch will be there as well. I will be at Kingston UMC this coming Sunday. This is part of an effort. We kind of heard from both congregations in our congregational assessments this past year that each congregation kind of was missing some of the opportunity to experience the pastors who are kind of always at one church or the other. So namely, Skitch and me. Pastor Skitch is usually almost always at Kingston UMC. He has been for the past couple of years. So you will see him a few more times over these coming months. Likewise, I'm going to be going to Kingston a few times as well. And Pastor Taylor is somebody who already goes to both churches. But one thing that's special about this coming Sunday is that Taylor is preaching as part of her ordination process. So she is approaching a big step of many. There are many steps in our United Methodist ordination process, and this is a milestone step. So prayers for her as she preaches for us this coming week. Lots of things are in the works. Fall kickoff Sunday is September 10th. And this again is that day when all of our program ministries kick off again: children's ministry, music ministry, youth ministry, small group, discipleship ministry, all these things move into our kind of normal school year pace. And it is time for us all to come back after being kind of scattered and renewing and rejuvenating ourselves in different places in different ways through the summer. It is time to come back and be a church family together. Whether you're worshiping online or worshiping in person, attending any of these things in person or online, know that you are welcome and have a place. I invite you to invite somebody else to come and join us. If you have been away for a while, we would love for you to come back. If you have been away, or just even scattered, come back and find new rhythms with the congregation this fall. September 17th will be our all-church picnic potluck. We've changed up the way we've done this over the past few years, given COVID things, but this year we're inviting there to be a true potluck. So bring a dish to share. You can see the details about our picnic in the email below. This is a joint event for both Kingston and Princeton. And then on September 24th, we have a welcome party starting, a newcomers group that will be happening. And if you or somebody you know is newer among us or wants to understand more what it's like to journey with our congregation, this is a great opportunity for you to invite somebody, for you to participate in it yourself, and maybe you feel a nudge to get to know some of the new people who are worshiping with us and part of our community. This is anybody's welcome. You're welcome to come and be part of it, even if you just drop in for one of the 5 sessions that we have together. Again, many things going on in the life of the church, and it is always a blessing for me to be on this journey with you. Remember that we are enough because God is enough. We were created for joy. We were created for the fullness of life, and together we are on this journey with God, moving us toward liberation, moving us toward being people of grace, of resurrection, Jubilee people. Blessings to you all. We'll see you soon.